we're going to go through two examples just to make sure that you are good and ready for your 9.2 worksheet. The first example is the 6th root of x to the 17th, y to the 27th. This splits into the 6th root of x to the 17th and the 6th root of y to the 27th. This is an example of a problem where you don't want to have to write the 6th root of x to the 6th times the 6th root of x to the 6th times the 6th root of x to the... That would get really, really old. So we're looking for groups of 6. How many groups of 6 are in 17? And personally, that's one that maybe you are really good at your multiplication facts. I'm not always very good at my multiplication facts. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That was 2 full groups of 6, which will be x squared. 2 full groups get to break out. And then these 5 are still left over, so we still have the 6th root of x to the 5th. So personally, I'm a visual person. You probably know that 6 times 2 is 12, and then 5 more would make 17, so it's 2 full groups with 5 left over. But if you like a visual clue, a visual guide, that can be helpful. All right, how many groups of 6 are in 27? 6 times 4 is 24, so we've got y to the 4th. And if we have 24, how many more do we need to get to 7? 3 more, so we would still have the 6th root of y to the 3rd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. There's 4 full groups with 3 left over. To write this as your final answer, letters and numbers, no, numbers and letters that are not under the radical in alphabetical order. Then you do 1 6th root symbol, and then the stuff that's still left under the radical in alphabetical order. That would be your answer for this particular problem. The next one, we're going to do the square root of 3x to the 3rd over 75. Now, there's a couple of ways that you could do this. One way would be to simplify the fraction first. Do you all see in here the fraction 3 divided by 75? Can you divide both 3 and 75 by something? 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 75 divided by 3 is 25. So this would become the square root of 1x to the 3rd over 25, which we could then continue to simplify. Do you want to see what happens if you don't notice that and you just plow forward? Okay. So if you don't notice that, then you would say you got the square root of 3, the square root of x to the 3rd over the square root of 75. Okay. We got the square root of 3. Can't really simplify the square root of 3. But the square root of x to the 3rd, how many groups of 2 are in x to the 3rd? 1 with 1 left over. On the bottom, the square root of 75. How can we split up the square root of 75? 25 and 3, and the square root of 25 is 5. So we have 5 times the square root of 3 on the bottom. Do you see anything interesting on the top that matches anything on the bottom? The square root of 3 on the top will cancel out the square root of 3 on the bottom, leaving us with a final answer of x square root of x over 5. So if you miss that 3 divided by 75 can simplify to the fraction 1 over 25, it's not that big of a deal. You can still simplify it and then say, oh, hey, I'm not supposed to have radicals on the bottom, but that radical cancels with the radical on the top, so it's cool. I'll just cross that off, and then we're good to go. So it's absolutely fine if you miss that first step. Because then up here, if we were back up here at the top, this would be the square root of x to the 3rd over the square root of 25. which is x square root of x over 5. Same thing either way.